Hi everybody, my name's Julia, YogaJulia, and I'm here to do you a short video today. As you know, probably if you've watched some yoga before, you've been to some of the earlier classes that we've been teaching here from the Warehouse Climbing Centre. Breathing is an essential part of yoga practice. And without the breath, you're missing out on a large part of the mindfulness that comes with the practice, but also this core strength building. So we're just going to spend about 15 minutes today in this session just exploring the breath and learning about the Ujjayi breath, which is what makes the Vinyasa yoga flow, which comes from Ashtanga yoga traditionally, such a strong and strength building practice. To begin with though, we're just going to explore the breath. So I want you to come to lying down. And you're lying on your back, with your hands down by the side of you and your feet flat on the floor up near your bottom, so your knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. So it looks like this. And I want you to take your hands onto your tummy. Make sure you're beneath your belly button. When your hands are on your tummy, you want them to be so that the middle fingers are touching. You start by finding a place of stillness and rest. You're working to empty your mind of the chitti vritta, the busyness. Some people will know it as the monkey mind. It's really tricky to do, so we use the breath to concentrate on. It's a single point of focus. Before we learn how to switch into the soothing breath rhythm, I just want you to study your own breath, just for 1 minute. Notice what parts of your body are moving as you breathe. Notice if your inhale and your exhale are the same length, and whether they're short or long. Notice whether the breath and the movement of your body flows smoothly or whether there's an element of staccato. Working with the breath can be challenging. Altering a lifetime's pattern of breathing a particular way often takes practice. So if in this session you find it tricky to do the things I'm suggesting, don't worry. Just keep on persevering and practicing. And returning your breath to your own natural breath pattern if you start to feel in any way anxious. Some of you will have noticed when you're breathing that your chest is predominantly the part of your body that expands. You might notice that your inhale or your exhale is longer or shorter. And you might notice that the breath isn't smooth. Please don't worry, that's very normal, especially for the way that we live our lives, and especially for athletes and active people who tend to engage a threat breath in order to persevere and push through limits. Science is showing now that the benefits of breathing diaphragmatically, a more yogic breath, a more soothing breath, can actually benefit you in a more consistent way. And it can actually enable your perseverance and your performance in sports. So I'm going to show you how to breathe with your diaphragm whilst lying down. So bring your awareness to your hands on your belly. As you next inhale through your nose, I want you to imagine you're pouring the air into your tummy as though pouring water into a bucket. Don't take in extra air, just guide that air belly until you can feel your hands rise with your belly rising up to the ceiling, maybe even so that the middle fingers separate. And then again, to reverse that, as you exhale, draw the hands down. Perhaps even a little bit further in than where you started. So you inhale, guide the air into your belly, smoothly, allowing the hands to rise to the ceiling, the middle fingers separate. And exhale, allow the fingers to come back and the tummy draws in and down. Just practice that, just for the next minute. Now have a sense that you continue with that breath, but you make sure to keep the rib cage fairly still, so you're really truly only using your diaphragm to breathe. And if you're not sure, you can move one hand onto your ribs and just see if the rib cage is expanding and lifting or staying still. Once you've mastered that, or you feel like you're starting to get it, now you want to add a count of 3 or 4 to make sure that the inhale and the exhale are the same length. So you inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and inhale into the belly, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Well done. And just for a moment, return your breath to your own breath rhythm. And we're just going to bring you up to sit. So where you've been lying on the ground, just bring one knee in towards your chest and squeeze it in. Bring the other knee in as well. Assuming you're not pregnant, if you are, roll to the left. Everybody else, roll onto your right hand side. Use your hands to slowly bring you up to sit. And come to sitting on your mat. To sit comfortably, this is Sukhasana. You want to make sure that your sit bones are on the ground and you can allow your knees to fall open. To make that easier, some of you might lift the hips and sit on a cushion, or you can sit against and lean against the wall here. It's really important for breath that you have a nice long spine, so do whatever you need to do now to make that position comfortable. Lovely. So sitting nice and tall is essential. For good breath, you need good posture. For good posture, that means having a straight plumb line through the crown of your head, down through the centre of your body, not down the back, down through the centre of your body, down through your pelvis, down to the ground. And you have a sense of lifting up. Without lifting the shoulders up, these are nicely relaxed. Good. The chin needs to be back without dipping the head forward. This switches a bone on in your neck called the hyoid bone, which engages your core. So just have a sitting upright and that your chin is not falling forward or lifting up. Just play with that a little bit. So posture is really important in yoga. Having this upright spine and open chest, really, really important. So first thing we're going to do here is we're just going to explore this idea of Uddiyana Bandha. In yoga, Uddiyana Bandha basically means a lock, and it means upward lifting. Uddiyana means upward lifting. So you start with engaging the pelvic floor muscles. These are the muscles you would use to stop having a wee halfway through. Just have a go at squeezing them in and up, and release. In and up, and release. One more in and up, and release. That's the first part of the lock. The second part is to imagine you're wearing a corset all the way around your middle. As if you want to squeeze everything in so you can do up a pair of tight jeans. But it's not just on the front of the body, it's on the back body as well. And the combination then, if you also now squeeze the pelvic floor, creates an upward lifting energy that's really strong. This is your core. So I just want you to practice releasing that for a moment. Take an inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, squeeze all those things in, the pelvic floor and the corset. Inhale, release. Everything gets bigger. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, gets bigger. Exhale, squeeze. One more inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Now add that soothing breath rhythm and breathing into the belly as you do that. So you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more inhale, exhale. One last thing before we do the Ujjayi breath, which is really important. We're just going to slow that breath down and make sure the inhale flows into the exhale. So if you imagine waves lapping onto the shore, they move in and they move out. They move in and they move out. They don't come in and out. Okay? So the same happens with the breath. And I'm going to add a count of 4, and I want you to try to breathe in time with my count. So we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, squeeze, 3, 4, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, squeeze, 3, 4, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and just relax everything there. Well done. If you are struggling to breathe in and push out and then reverse it and squeeze in, don't worry, that's very normal. And sometimes people have a reverse breath pattern that makes it extra hard. But ultimately, with practice, you can rewire how you breathe so that you breathe in this restorative way, which switches on the rest and digest system and allows you to act from a place of calm, not from a place of threat, which you would act from if you breathe in the old school way. All in the shoulders and all irregular breathing. Okay, so you have learned how to breathe with the belly, to squeeze and make a little tummy crunch every time you exhale, and you have learned to breathe smoothly and evenly, and all of these send those messages to the brain. But one step on from that is what we call the Ujjayi breath. And Ujjayi means victorious. And it's what you might hear if you walked into a room full of Ashtanga yoga. It's making a sound a bit like Darth Vader. And it's quite easy to do, but what it does is it really emphasizes that squeeze and control of the midline, bringing everything into the midline. So to practice that, imagine you have a mirror in front of your face. Take an inhale through your nose and exhale as if you were steaming up the mirror. Do that again. Slow the breath down. One more. And now do it with your mouth shut. Add the squeeze on the exhale. Inhale. Every breath is a tummy crunch. Sit up tall. Lift the heart on the inhale. Exhale, squeeze. And we're just going to stay here now for 1 more minute. Nice ujjayi, loud breath. Imagine you want to project that sound to someone nearby. Everybody exhale. And then together we inhale. Exhale. Everybody relax the breath, relax the posture slightly. Just notice how you feel from having soothed your breath, from sending calming messages to your brain. Again, if you found it really tricky, don't worry, that's really normal. I've been practicing a long time. Make this a little something that you do every day, because then when you come to your yoga practice, you'll be able to flow more easily, more readily, and ease into the poses. Additionally, when you climb, you inhale, exhale, inhale, pair, exhale, move. You're going to make things successful for you. So that's all for now on breathing. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Contact me if you have any questions. Let me know how you get on trying it out on the wall when we can get back on them. Namaste, everybody. Well done.